Hello, everybody. This is Josh. I have another review for a recent film. This movie that I watched in a cinema with other human beings will, as far as I know, continue to be called In the Land of Saints and Sinners. And this is a film directed by Robert Lorenz, as I look down at my notes, which are written on a paper plate, don't ask. He is a filmmaker who is known for a couple other things. I guess most notably The Marksman, starring Liam Neeson. This film is also starring Liam Neeson, and it's sort of a riff on the Liam Neeson is a crotchety old badass genre, but this one leans heavily into Irishness, and it takes place in Ireland. It takes place during the Troubles, and we have Liam Neeson as an old killer. He carries out hits for his boss, played by Colm Meaney, who you know from Star Trek and many, many other great character performances. And he's getting old and he's questioning his choices. And on one of his jobs, he has to off some other crime guy killer who tells him, "You'll end up here too," essentially. He says, "Just prepare yourself, try to do some good in the time you have left." And this doesn't stop him from murdering this gentleman. This is the beginning of the movie, but it does plant a seed in his head, and he starts to think about how he can make a positive impact and undo some of the harm he's done. Of course, he has a heart of gold. Of course, he's only ever killed people who deserved it, who are also crime people. He doesn't kill innocent people. He's a good-hearted, he's an assassin with a heart of gold. That's the kind of movie this is. This is a B movie, a genre movie, but it's a nice one. It's a nice little one. I had a good time watching it. I do have some criticisms, but also in this movie is a young man, and I couldn't place who he was. He looked so familiar, and yet I couldn't place him. It turns out it's Jack Gleeson, who, of course, was Joffrey, King Joffrey on Game of Thrones, but he's unrecognizable here. He's playing a different kind of petulant, repugnant character, not one of great authority and whatever. He's playing kind of a rat in this movie, and that was an interesting turn. Also in this movie is Kerry Condon, who, she's been around for a while and she's fabulous. Most recently, she had great notoriety for her role in Banshees of Inisherin a couple years ago. She is the leader of a merry band of IRA terrorists. And this is one of the things that surprised me about the movie. I guess it shouldn't have. I guess the people who were willing to bomb innocent people, including children, which is a thing that happens also in the opening of this movie. There's an IRA bombing that has some collateral damage, and then we see the group of people who will become the main antagonists of the movie kind of dealing with this, and Kerry Condon emerges as kind of a heartless, soulless villain. And I don't know why I was surprised by this. I guess it's because of the kind of quietness of the rest of the movie and the kind of, the complexity of Liam Neeson's character. The fact that the IRA terrorists are all like just nasty people who just bicker with each other and don't care that they hurt innocent people. Again, I'm not talking about like historical accuracy or the moral center of the movie. I'm just saying for this movie, it felt like cartoonish. It felt weird. But I guess they're contrasting different types of Irishness. There's like the small town, good-hearted Irishness of Liam Neeson and his sweet old neighbor who plants a garden. He's a widower, and he's got this like possibility of romance with the lady next door, but of course he's got dark secrets, and will they endanger her, and is there any chance for them, and all those things. All that stuff is well-trodden territory, and it's not. This movie does not reinvent the wheel. It does not do these things in some fresh, stunning way. But I have to say that I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it. The villains are too over the top. The plot doesn't really go anywhere that you don't expect it to. But I don't know. There's something about you meet some of the characters in this small town. Kieran Hines is the local sheriff who is friendly with. By the way, I haven't said that Liam Neeson's character's name is Finbar Murphy. Finbar. A very fun Irish name. And Finbar is best friends with the local sheriff, who of course has no idea what he really does for a living, and then the way that relationship is put to the test throughout the plot. Again, this is a B movie that does a lot of things that have been done before. It's not blazing any trails, and I have some issues with some of the characterizations. But as far as Liam Neeson movies, where he plays an aging badass with a heart of gold. There certainly have been worse ones. There have been better ones, but there have been worse ones, and this one exists. So I go to the movies usually twice a week now. It used to be once a week. Now I've upped it to twice a week because, what else are you going to do? I'm enjoying reviewing. I'd like to see as many new movies as I can. And on a Tuesday night, a movie like this, it was me and the octogenarians. It was me and a bunch of old couples who like to go to see a nice movie with the Irish guy and that Irish fella in it. And they just talk the entire time. Old folks on a weeknight at the movies talk out loud to each other like they're sitting home watching TV, and it's charming during the trailers, and then when the movie starts, it stops being charming. So I know you're all watching, right? I gave you all my YouTube URL as you were leaving, so just cut it out, all right? Don't do that. And on Thursday nights when I go to the later show, and it's usually a bigger crowd, and I see the bigger movies, that's always the teenagers, and don't get me started on what it's like watching a movie with teenagers. At least some of them go to the movies. That's something. I'll give them that. Maybe I should give them a little bit of elbow room because they're actually going to the movies. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. You can support me on Patreon. You can be a member here on the channel, or you can just watch my videos and like them and share them. All that fun stuff. Thanks for your time. I'll see you again soon. Josh out.